Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. Let's get into it. Meghan's ambitions were weaponized when she entered the royal bubble. So in her podcast, Archetypes, Meghan discussed with her friend Serena Williams, which we all know by now, right? So during the first episode, we saw that Meghan told Serena that she does not ever remember personally feeling the negative connotations behind the word ambitious, because she had been thinking about this word ever since she learned it at school. And it was only until this moment that she started dating her now husband that this word became so dirty. A long time. She waited a long time before it really started to really be something not good. The marriage to her husband is what caused it. So Meghan, referring to her husband, Prince Harry, Meghan revealed that she had suffered pain behind closed doors. Pain. She told Serena Williams, apparently ambition is a terrible thing. For women, that is. So, according to some, people think that this is something that could be looked at as a negative thing and never usually used as a positive thing. So she goes on to say, since she has felt the negativity behind it, it's really hard to unfeel it. Now, despite receiving some backlash online for her comment, Omid Scobie is the royal expert and friend to the Duchess of Sussex, and he has backed her claims. So Omid Scobie is writing for Yahoo. He discussed Tom Bower's book, saying, just last month, a tawdry book on the Duchess by a male journalist featured close to 36 uses of the word, almost exclusively negatively. Ambitious and ruthless, socially ambitious, ambitious networker, ambitious and hungry, a very ambitious, brazen hussy. The list was long. Now, journalist Ella Whalen slammed the Duchess for her use of the word ambition during the podcast, as she has said, ambition is only worth celebrating if what you are being ambitious about is worthwhile. and I agree. And I also think that if you are celebrating someone who has made a very high achievement and they got there by being ambitious and doing the hard work, well, that's a good thing. But if you are looking at someone who makes up lies and has essentially married a man so that she could have celebrity, well, you could say she's a very ambitious skank. You could say that. So we have a good way of saying ambition and a bad way of saying ambition. And you know what? They're all relevant to the context. If someone's acting a certain way with that ambition, if someone has achieved ambition in a very good way with hard work, I mean, you mix and mingle these things all the time. And it's not like exclusively throughout the world, all the people of the world are seeing this word ambition, and they see something very negative and dirty and nasty. That's not the case. And perhaps Meghan has seen it a lot because of how she is associated with that word, because of her deeds. Not her as a woman, not her as a woman of color, but simply because of her character and how she has tried to do things so dirty-like, because she's made the word dirty. Look at how she has treated people and family. It is the audacity. I tell you, my American friends, I hope you are not falling for the okie doke, because it is a really disturbing thing that this continues with this ambitious woman. This is some scandal and I don't like it. I see right through this ambitious woman. I see it. And it ain't good. It is not good. So Prince Harry tipped to make regular cameos in Meghan's carefully planned podcast. So royal expert Jonathan Sacradotti suggested the Duke could be tipped to make repeat appearances, pointing to a previous cameo he had made during Meghan's 40 by 40 project last year. He said that it would be fun if Harry keeps popping up. I don't think I'd be surprised if he makes regular cameos, because remember, he did also pop up in her unusual 40th birthday attempt, making a comedy sketch where he was behind the window juggling. Now this time he appeared to tell Serena Williams he liked her hairstyle. So he's becoming a regular character in the very occasional publications. So appearing for only a short seconds on the podcast, Prince Harry, he told the show's first guest, Serena Williams, her hairstyle was a vibe. So entering the room where Meghan was recording the show, she can be heard saying, "You want to come in, say hi?" Like it was all spontaneous. She didn't expect him to come by. It's like, "Oh, yes, Harry, you want to come by?" We know this was not something that was just spontaneous, because we know she got full lockdown on that room to record her podcast. Ain't nothing going to get in the way of her recording this podcast, because it's everything. It's everything. So, however, Harry's seemingly candid appearance in the podcast was anything but. According to Mr. Sacradotti, he said that it's clearly very carefully planned. It is a part of their entire strategy. Meghan Markle on her own only carries a certain amount of interest for a certain amount of time. She needs to remind her audience that she's connected to Prince Harry and therefore connected to the royal family, because, you know, her entire reason for notoriety is because of her marriage with her husband. And he goes on to say, so I think it's important for her that the prince occasionally pops up to remind us of the connection. And this is why I think that is so key what he said. It's because people a lot of times are like, well, who Meghan Markle? Who? Like, who is she? Oh, you know, that's Princess Diana's son's wife. You know Princess Diana. Oh yeah, I know Princess Diana. Her son's wife. Oh, you mean the kid that Princess Diana had? Oh, okay. This guy, he married this girl, Meghan Markle. Oh, okay. I see the connection. Okay. Princess Diana. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because that is the only way it makes sense. And she needs to keep people, especially here in America, thinking royalty, Princess Diana, the monarchy. Like, she has to keep it going. That's why her being here in America is so important for her, because it helps her to get her notoriety in the States without the Queen. And this is why what she is doing, I think, is to be in America with this connection, the occasional hi, Harry, you know, come on in, say hi. Remember, remind the people that I'm married to you and you Princess Diana's son. It's like it has to be a constant, because we Americans, we're going to forget, and she can prop up all the propaganda to make it stick in a negative way that the royals are the bad people. Family wasn't first. Meghan left firm as duty came first before her son, so royal expert said. Now, this story is really something. This is unbelievable. So royal experts have suggested that Meghan Markle used a fire in Archie's room during a royal tour to claim her duty to the firm had forced her to sacrifice her family. Meghan Markle revealed that her latest project earlier this week in the form of a new podcast series, Archetypes, which premiered on Tuesday. Now, during the first episode, with her discussion that she had with tennis star Serena Williams, Meghan recounted a harrowing incident in which a fire broke out in the room of her son, Archie, during a visit to South Africa. The incident has been suggested to be one of the major prompts which led the Duke and the Duchess to step back from royal duties in 2020. Now, eventually relocating to America, where they have now settled with their 2 children. Host of the podcast Royally Us has indicated that Meghan believed the fire highlighted the demands of royal life, which have forced her to forego family duties, eventually pushing her and Prince Harry to distance themselves from the firm. But guys, let me tell you this. If she stepped back from her royal duties for the sake of family, where was she when her own family needed her? when her dad needed her. The PR on this one is crazy, guys. This woman is off the charts. If you only paid attention to this, American people, if you only saw what was happening, you would see we are in a real life soap opera. Modern day soap opera in America. Because this woman is taking being a princess, duchess, whatever, to a whole nother level. And it has gone crazy. This woman actually said that there was a fire. That is not what has been reported. And even if it did happen, wouldn't it have been leaked? Wouldn't someone come out and say something? It's so grossly exaggerated. And not only that, think about what this makes it look like for the workers in South Africa, the poor workers. Who was responsible for that child? Meghan, she takes the littlest things and she exaggerates it to this full-blown movie. It's like every moment in her life has to encapsulate some kind of dramatic experience. And part of that is because they got $18 million supposedly for this Spotify deal. So you better come up with something, I guess, dramatic, because who's going to listen to your nonsense? She has to create problems. She has to create some hoopla and hype. Doesn't matter if she's going to make these poor people that were responsible for her and her child, they are thrown under the bus. Doesn't matter if she's going to throw the royal family under the bus by saying they made her go work. Anybody that's anywhere near this woman, you better be careful, because you're going to get sucked into the viper of her imagination, and you're going to be making a feature film. You're going to be in reality television. You're going to be somewhere in the mix. Meghan Markle is an amazing teammate for Prince Harry, says a longtime friend. Apparently, this friend, Nacho Figueras, he has been really happy for Harry and Meghan, saying he really enjoys being around them, and that Harry, he's a good father, he's a good husband, and that they're a really nice family. He's fall for it. He's like, okay, they good people. So while he was speaking to People magazine, he went on to say that my wife Delphi and I have known Harry for a long time, and I know firsthand how much he wanted to have a family, and he found an amazing teammate or partner in Meghan. They love each other very much, and their children are lovely. Okay, we get it. Someone paid you to say this. We get it, because ain't no one praising someone that much unless they really need a good quote. They were like, okay, we got some negative press, we need you to make a really good quote for us to kind of get us a little bit on the good side of the people, because they didn't heard a lot of negative things about us. Can you give us a quote? can you say something nice about our marriage and how we just love each other and how we have great children and we're just so happy? Okay, I guess you've spent some time with them, but you're not looking at it from the perspective of people who can see through the nonsense. You clearly cannot see through it because you're just not looking. You're not looking at the right angle. You need to really look at the good angle of this couple, which really there is no good angle, because from every side they come off bad. He goes on to say, you guys, from day one, he saw how committed Harry was to his charity. And then we fast forward, 15 years, he goes on to say, he's been to Lesto with him. And he's also seen what great work the charity does and how, passionate he is about it, and how important it is to him and for a lot of kids, and how committed he is. This guy goes on and he just raves about Harry, just raves about him. Yeah, okay, give me about a year. Give yourself about a year with this couple, seeing them all the time, and then we'll ask you for another quote. I don't know, it just seems so contrived. You can really see how this couple is trying to do real harm to other people while making themselves be the victims yet again in everything they do. And the idea and the fact that they are connected to doing charity work, that's where the real problem comes in, because now they're messing with very vulnerable people and companies that are doing real good things in the world. And here they come along with their imagination of ambitious takeover of the world and America or whatever, and using that nasty ambition and using it to do something that's going to eventually hurt good people and good works being done. It's a problem. It is a real problem, because most people can see it. And if you don't see it, then you got to keep watching, and don't watch what you see in America. You got to get it from overseas, because the American news media, in my opinion, has been bought. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.